Thank you everyone for being here. I'm super excited. Before we begin, I really want to talk about like what art therapy is and what to expect out of this because I really want to emphasize that this is not going to be an art class. So I'm not going to be grading you, judging you, or critiquing you on your artwork. And I really want you to keep your comments to yourself as well in terms of like critiquing other people's work. It's not about how it looks or the final product at all. It's more about how you're going to be feeling during the process and what comes up for you. So, yeah, I just really want to emphasize that it's not an art class. And this is a space for you to express whatever you need to express. If it's going to be scribbles, that's perfect. It doesn't have to be a perfect drawing. So I just really want to plant that down before we begin. So how we're going to start this is I usually like to start off with some sort of exercise to kind of ground you, and then we kind of do another exercise as well. So it'll be two parts to this. So I thought we could begin, as always, just by taking a breath together, because I feel like it's really important to ground yourself before we start making art. So if we could all take one deep breath together. And then a big breath out. And another deep breath in. And another deep breath out here. And if you feel comfortable, I just want you to close your eyes and really start to tune into the rhythm of your breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. And just letting yourself be here right now in this moment. Letting go of the day, letting go of what happened before this meeting, letting go of what you have to do after this. And just really allowing yourself to be here, dedicating this time to your creativity and your own healing, connecting with yourself and with each other as well. Feel that with every exhale, you're just letting go of all those lists, all the to-do lists, of all the stresses in our life, of all of our worries. And just allowing yourself to be here now. Gifting yourself the time of creativity. Tuning into your breath. Always going back to the breath if you find that your thoughts are wandering. Inhaling and exhaling. Start to tune into your body. And start to feel where you may be holding any type of stress in your body. Maybe it's in your shoulders, it's in your neck, your lower back. Wherever it is, just keep sending your breath to that area of your body. We all hold stress and tension in our body. So if it starts to feel uncomfortable, just start to breathe through it. I know for myself, it's all in my neck and my shoulders. I want you to start to imagine, what does this pain or this tension, what does it look like? What shape is it? And if it were a color, what color would it be? Start to really tune into that part of your body that carries all of your stress, all of your worries, all of your anxieties. Maybe it feels really tight. So start to visualize what it may look like. And when you feel ready, I want you to gently open your eyes. You can take out your piece of paper and just try to choose the first color that comes to mind when you think of the pain that you're holding in your body. I don't want you to overthink it. Just go with the first color that comes to your mind. For me, I'm choosing red. And I want you to start drawing on the paper what that pain may look like. Maybe it's really jaggedy lines for you. Maybe it's an oval shape. Maybe it's tiny little dots. Whatever that tension in your body you're holding on to, just start to draw it out on the paper and just let your hand move across. It doesn't matter what it looks like. You just want to keep moving your pen across the page and letting it come out. I know for myself, it feels like big, heavy rocks that are clustered together for me. So I'm just drawing kind of big clusters of rocks close together. That's how I feel all the tension in my neck and shoulders. It's really hard. Start to think about what texture it would be. And you can start to add different colors. I'm starting to add some brown as well. Remembering to breathe through this whole process as well, because what you may end up with on the piece of paper could look really uncomfortable. It could look really ugly or disgusting, but I want you to know that that's okay. You can also pay attention to how fast you're moving across the page. I found that in the beginning, my strokes were kind of small and tight, but now they're kind of getting bigger and looser. And I'm kind of wanting to move a bit faster now as I'm kind of gaining the momentum. So if you want to move fast or slow, just kind of keep going at that pace. Always going back to your breath here. And just adding as much color as you need to. And as I said, the judgment may come up by looking at your piece right now, but I really want you just to let that go. don't think the paint is supposed to look pretty or nice. It's just what it is. And really, this is an opportunity to let it all go out on paper. What we may be holding on to can be really hard to describe in words. And so using this opportunity to let it all out onto paper right now in this moment, I really don't want you to hold back on that. And I really encourage you to fill every square inch of this piece of paper. So let this paper hold all of that pain, all of that tension that you're holding in your body. Maybe other shapes and other lines and other images may come. I just want you to get it all out. I'm starting to kind of layer on top of the shapes now. And I'm kind of feeling like I want to scribble a little bit. So I'm going to just let that out and just kind of go on top of what I did. Let this paper contain all of that stress holding in your body. Your hand is helping you release it out onto the paper here. Remembering to always keep going back to your breath. When you think you're done, I really encourage you to keep going, to keep pushing yourself, to really fill the whole page, to fill every square inch of this white paper. There is probably a lot more that you're holding on to. And the more that you keep your hand moving, the more that it will come out. If any words are coming out, you can actually even write them on the piece of paper here. Just keep layering on top. Keep your pen moving here. Maybe your page looks like a bunch of scribbles at this point. That's okay. Mine is starting to look like that. And I'm finding that it feels really good just to kind of scribble. Really don't want you to hold back here. Just go crazy if you need to on this piece of paper. Marks are just essentially energy coming from your body. So I'm going to give you just actually another 10 seconds to fill the page. And then the last 10 seconds, I just want you to go wild. Just let it all out. Fill every square inch of the paper. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can put your pencil or pen down. Just take a deep breath. Have a moment with your piece. Take a look at it. See if you see anything interesting in there. Really just start to embrace the picture here. And turn off this music. All right, so I really thought we could, if anybody wants to share what their piece looks like, sharing is actually a big part of what art therapy is. We can see each other's work and learn about each other in a way that maybe we've never known before. It's actually really interesting. So I can show you mine first. This is what I ended up doing. So as I was saying, I feel all of my pain and tension in my neck and shoulders, and it feels like little clumps of rocks. So I started out as little clumps of rocks, and I used red and black because that was a color that was associated with the pain. And then as I kept moving my pen, I just wanted to just kind of scribble and kind of get that energy out. Yeah, and this is what it looks like for me. When I look at this, it definitely makes me feel like uncomfortable, like it's a little hard to breathe. And that's kind of what that pain feels like when it's really, really tense in my neck. It's hard for me to breathe. And so I'm kind of seeing that in the lines here. It's all a lot of layers, a lot of different layers. So does anybody else want to share their piece with their group?
No, I will.
Yeah, nice. Amber, let's see what you have.
Yes, and mine is very similar with the colors as yours.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just going hard.
So where do you feel the pain in your body?
Mostly in my brain. My brain hurts lately. Just a lot of stuff going on, and then my stress is in my shoulders and my neck and my back.
Right, so just pretty much everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Can we see that again? How did you start off the piece?
With black. I started way under there with the black scribbles, and then I did a lot of black, a lot of brown, and then I pulled in the red, and then I wrote letters in there that you can't even see because I scribbled on top of it.
Yeah, there's so much energy in that piece. Anger, yeah. Did it feel good to kind of let that out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Were you surprised at what came out?
No.
No.
No, it's like rage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rage. It's crazy, right? Just seeing these like lines and scribbles can just like evoke so much emotion out of us. Thank you so much for sharing that. Anybody else want to share their piece?
I can share mine.
Sure.
So this is what mine ended up like.
Oh, wow. So you put words on top of there too, hey?
They're actually under several things, believe it or not, but because they're black, they kind of show through. Yeah.
What kind of words did you write on there?
Imperfect, anger, fear, lazy. There's something else in there that I don't even know what I wrote, but it's there.
Mhm. Was it easy for you to do this exercise and let it out through that way?
It actually, it really was. It was kind of it was easier than some of the other ways, like, because I do a lot of writing, but for me, this was, just being able to sit down and just scribble the hell out of something was
It feels good, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So where did you feel the pain in your body, like when we were going through that?
Mine is in my lower back and up in like the back part of my head.
Oh, okay.
And then I have several spots in my shoulder blades that hold it.
The shoulders seem to be a common thing for people, like right here. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Jody. Anybody else want to share their piece?
I'll share. I made the mistake of picking big pieces of paper.
Oh, wow, crazy.
So for me, it felt like one of those rubber band balls that are just layers upon layers upon layers of rubber bands. And that's what I envisioned. And for me, it's between my shoulder blades is exactly where it just all sits.
Yeah.
So, and then all of the other things coming in kind of represent stressors in different colors that take up a certain amount of that ball or add to it or create it.
I actually have a rubber band ball in my kitchen. I feel like every time I'm going to use it now, I'm going to like think of.
Yeah, that's like what I picture it being.
Can we see that one more time?
Yeah.
It's like so powerful. Wow. You can really, like, when you look at it, it's like, you kind of feel the pain in that. It's like
and just
emanating out.
Scribbles and scribbles and scribbles in the center.
How is that for you, the process of scribbling?
I actually found it like very relieving, and it's not something that we kind of give ourselves permission to do, to just sit down and do that without an exercise kind of like this. But I can definitely see that being helpful to just take the time to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else want to share their piece?
I can.
Yeah, let's see, Joyce.
Let's
see. It's kind of blurry. Oh,
yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh, right, lots of layers as well.
And I started with red, and then I added some blue and yellow and orange and purple. And then the words I ended up putting in were fire, burning, or burn, and bruised. And a lightning bolt. I don't know. I was thinking like fires and storms.
Yeah, it's like that lightning strike. It's like really, it's like a strike. Yeah, pain. So where do you feel pain in your body?
Today it's kind of all over. I've been traveling, so yeah, it's pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. And it's interesting. Did you choose the colors first and then write the words, or did you write the word first and then choose the colors?
I did the colors.
Because those are those are fire colors, exactly. The red, even the blue and the purple and the yellow. Yeah. All fiery colors. Yeah. How was that for you, the whole process? Was it easy for you to do?
I liked it. It was different for me. I did notice when you started counting down, I switched to black. Oh. And it became more jagged. So I don't know. I guess I kind of get a little anxious when I feel a countdown coming.
Yeah, you're like, gotta get it out. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you.
So I thought what we can now do is just all hold up our piece. Does anybody else want to share? Are you guys okay to move on to the next one? Good. Okay, so we can all hold this piece up. We can all show each other what it looks like here. Whoa, it's so interesting to see everyone's, except, yeah, Kayla, it's hard to see yours because of the background. It just like disappears.
Hold on.
There you go. Oh, wow. Look at everyone's. It's so interesting.
Yeah,
That's
mine has
crazy.
like
Different
thing.
Whoa. Wow, Leslie, yours is interesting. I see a face in yours.
I didn't intend for a
That's
face.
so
but
interesting.
I did too when I got done.
Yeah. All
I'll
right.
see
So
it again.
yeah, bring it up again, Leslie.
Oh,
I think people can see this. Do you guys see the face in
Oh,
there?
I see it. Yeah.
It's like an angry face.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. So I thought what we could do is just to really, really let this whole pain go is to crush it up and use it almost like a stress ball. Like all that pain and all that tension and all that stress that you carry, and just really, really massage it into the piece of paper here. And just really let that go. You know, that's just one part of letting go. There's obviously a lot more layers, but this is one of them. And what we can do is just start to tear this up as well. And breathe through this. I mean, even the act of tearing paper is like so cathartic, right? Like we don't ever really do this. You can tear it up into tiny little pieces or one big piece. It doesn't really matter. But
This is like candy.
I'm just kind of massaging it a bit. It's really, really. I'm kind of thinking, pretending like this is like my shoulders. I'm kind of massaging my shoulders, getting those knots out. And you can throw this in the garbage. You can burn it. You can do whatever you want with it, but just know that you no longer need that. I'm going to toss mine in the garbage. That feels good. So I hope everyone feels a bit more relaxed and just lighter after that exercise. This next exercise is really about knowing who you are. And I think that's really important in the journey of self-love. That was kind of the theme of this workshop. But I want you to use your imagination a little bit with this exercise. So it's really about you. And I'm going to ask you to draw yourself as a tree. So if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? And where would you be located? Are you a tree in the middle of the forest? Are you a tree in the city sidewalk? Are you a tree by the river? And you know, what kind of tree are you? How big is your trunk? Are you really rooted into the earth? Or are you kind of like a baby tree growing? Are you bearing fruit in the tree? Does it have apples and pears? Or are there flowers happening right now? Or is it a bare tree? Like think about the seasons. Right now it's spring. So I know all the trees are kind of putting on their best show right now with all the flowers and the cherry blossoms. And then, you know, in the winter it's all bare, so they're quite vulnerable. So think about where you are in your life right now and what kind of tree you would be. It could be a made up tree if you want. It could be more realistic to nature. But I want you to draw yourself out as a tree and really create kind of the scene around it too. So thinking about where you are, where you're located. Are you alone or are you by yourself? And maybe you're feeling really good and rooted and grounded right now. So that would be a really big tree trunk. Maybe you're feeling a little bit weak right now. So maybe your tree is a bit skinnier. Whatever it is, I just want you just to draw that out. I'm going to give you about probably about 10-15 minutes or so to do this tree. So I want you to really kind of create that scene. I'm just going to put on some music for us. Does anybody have any questions at all about this exercise? No? Okay. I've done this exercise probably about 20 times, and each time it's always so different. So it just really depends, you know, how you're feeling today, where you're at, and what's happening in your life. give you another 5 minutes or so to finish up your piece here. here to finish up. All right, how's everyone doing at their piece? Are you guys all finished?
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. I thought we could kind of go around and share our piece. I can go first. So this is a tree that I ended up drawing for myself. And as I said, I've done this exercise so many times, and each time it's so different. And what I'm realizing this time is that I'm feeling like I'm kind of letting go of a lot right now of what I thought I wanted in my life. And so I feel a bit bare in terms of like my tree. I don't feel maybe as strong as I used to be because I'm kind of going through some sort of just transformation, I guess. And so there's like some new leaves budding, but a lot of leaves dying as well. And I'm right by the water because I find that water is very nourishing. But yeah, I don't feel as strong as I used to, but I'm kind of feeling like it's okay as well. Because yeah, it's pretty, I realize now it's like pretty skinny and it's very curved to one side. So I'm not really sure what that means, but something's happening for sure. Yeah. Leslie, do you want to share your tree with us?
Oh, okay. So, I
Oh.
drew a kind of gray tree and there's scars on the trunk and it's kind of on a cliff or whatever. And that's supposed to be rocks. I don't know why, but they're there.
Yeah.
And then it's sunrise. And there's a few flowers because I don't know. I guess I want to be like pretty, not in the, makeup way, but I try to be pretty, but it can be difficult. So
But the flowers are still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting that you said you drew the rocks and the sunrise behind you. I feel like rocks are very grounding. And so maybe that could mean something. And and the sunrise is like so beautiful. It's such a special time of the day, right? The sunrise.
Right.
What do the scars represent to you on the tree trunk?
Oh, just my scars. That's an important part of, I guess, who I am. And it's not something that a lot of people see just because of where they are.
Right.
And I think that can be challenging too. Just having HS, and it's not something that everybody sees, or everybody, even if they do see it, they don't always know what it is, but it's a core part of who I am. They're part of me. Yeah.
You drew the scars like right. Can we see that again, like right in the center of the tree trunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, you drew it right there, like so visible, like you're not hiding that.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
And the flowers are there with it. So it's like, you're kind of embracing that beauty.
Trying. Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you, Leslie.
You.
Anybody else want to share? Jody? I'm just kind of going around here. I don't know.
Let's see here. It's hard to see, but
ooh, yeah, we see that.
Wow.
Awesome.
So on it, it's deep rooted because I'm pretty well deep rooted in who I am as a person. But there's also like there's imperfections on it because over the last few months I've had to come to deal with some of the fact that I'm never going to be perfect, and perfection is not something you can't have. It's by the water because water is important to me. I find it calming.
Mhm.
And then the leaves themselves are shaped like hearts. And that's my self-love, the love I have for myself. But a couple of them, there's still a couple branches I didn't put any on because I still have room to grow.
Yeah.
So that's what mine's about.
And all the leaves, can we see that again? All the leaves are different colors too?
Yeah.
All the hearts. Amazing. And what are the imperfections of the tree that you're talking about?
So there's like on the tree itself here, there's like some imperfections, but there's also the word love underneath it.
Oh, nice. Like someone carved in the word love.
So somebody, it's, and that's just like the love of, other people that have imprinted on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I put some imperfections even in the roots because, things are never perfect.
It's funny because I really don't see those as imperfections at all on that tree. Like, it's so funny. That's awesome. Thank you, Jody.
You're welcome.
Joyce, do you want to share yours?
Yeah, I have, let's see if I can get it in focus here. So I'll start at the bottom.
Okay.
I have some green grass and a magnolia tree with the purple.
Those are
And
my
then-
favorite.
And I realized I kind of went like in little circles because of my curly hair. And then I have some blue for the sky, yellow for the sun, birds, some spice bushes, hummingbird bushes, and places for people to sit and come visit. And
Aw.
a paw print at the bottom for my dog.
It's so nice. It's like a very inviting tree.
I guess so. I wanted to have
With
some
the-
people around.
Yeah, with
evidently.
the benches around. Are you kind of missing
Get the
like
birds
people,
and
I guess, right now?
Actually, I'm sitting to where I can see outside, and I have the windows open, so I hear the birds chirping. Jody heard them earlier, so I guess that's just kind of where I went.
Nice. Why did you choose a magnolia tree?
It's one of my favorites, and there's one in our neighborhood that I like. It's actually right outside here. That it's one of my favorite trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember I was walking last week and I saw a magnolia tree and literally my jaw dropped because right now they're like just like in bloom. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
That's awesome. I like how it's a curly magnolia too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joyce.
Thank you.
Amber, do you have a tree to share with us?
Yes. So I did a palm tree.
Ooh.
And I love the ocean. That's my most calming place, and I'm nowhere near it. But to me, the palm tree just stands so tall, but yet has so much on top of it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel really small with so much on top of me to handle, you know what I mean, life and everything else to do. And so I kind of wanted to put that in a place that calmed me down, which is the ocean.
Which is the ocean, yeah. And what about the placement of the tree? I see that you put it like on the
I put
right.
it in the corner. Yeah,
Yeah.
just because sometimes you don't want to be in the center of attention. You just kind of want to do your own thing. You want to be quiet and alone. You don't want to be whoo for everybody to see.
Yeah. It's so interesting. I never, like, you're right about the palm trees. They're so tall, but there's all these things like piled up like horizontally on top.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you have the sun shining as well in the picture.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you. Kayla?
So mine's a little crazy. I don't know if you guys could see that.
Oh, yeah, totally. So what's going on in that tree? How does it represent you?
So I was trying to think of, because like, it started off because I was like, so where would I be at, right? And I always think of myself as like being a part of nature and stuff, but I do like the hustle and bustle of like that happens in cities and stuff. So I did like concrete, and then I was like, it would be cool at the bottom, you know, to have like some roots coming out, and then those bringing plants. And then when we were talking about like the trunk size, I was like, obviously I'm gonna be a thick tree. Um, so I did a thick tree, and of course I got my little scars and stuff on them. Really, it's pits because right now my biggest issue is my wound healing, and so I had something that kind of represented that, and then it kind of just got a little crazy. Like at first it was just like a spike top, and then now it's more like the leaves. Actually, the whole top of the tree is being blown upwards.
Blown up.
And yeah, if that makes sense. And so I look at it as like, because you can kind of see, I know I'm looking at it, it looks like it's like facing towards the sun. And
Yeah.
so,
Plants
you know,
do
like
that.
when
They grow
people
towards the sun, right? They
go
kind of
towards the
curve
sun.
that way.
Yeah. And so I got a little crazy with my yellow because I wanted more yellow than just the sun. So I have like the edges and stuff around the tree in yellow too. Like it's also giving to the sun. And I find that right now, the majority of the time is me giving a lot. And so, and I think all of these like random flowers and stuff in the tree and at the bottom as all of the stuff that I want to do and create and give, and just don't know what to do with it. my days have become overgrown for sure.
Do you need to trim some off maybe? I don't know. It looks like a celebration, like your picture. It looks like you're celebrating something. I don't know why it reminds me of that, but
yeah, I can see that too because I guess if you want to think of it this way, it does kind of look like a face, and that's my brain. And so that's kind of how my brain is going pretty much most of the time.
So many ideas.
Yeah, so many different ideas and so many things that I want to do and give, and so that's just a thick tree with a big mind.
That's great. Thank you. Awesome. Gazelle, do you want to share your tree?
My tree. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
So when I first drew it, I thought of the like bark, and I immediately thought of myself being electrocuted, or like a. Oh, that sounds really. I don't know. I envisioned a tree that has survived like thunder, and so I kind of drew like a thunder thing, and then scars, and so I wanted like different layers and little like gangly arms, and then somehow this part kind of actually reminded me a lot of the last exercise, because when we were doing that, I actually picked the dark green as the color that immediately came to my mind, and this kind of started representing my brain. And so it became very like the top became very stressful, and then for some reason I felt like there would be rocks all around me. So I have all these little rocks, and then I don't know if anyone knows, maybe I'm making this up, but like, you know, like in the South, sometimes people say like, you know, you live in like a different holler, like it's like the areas that are like, there's like little communities between mountains. And so these are little homes, and they're polluting my air because they're chimneys. And and that was kind of where I imagined I would be. But for some reason, like this big mountain always came in the way, and I had to like draw it with like an ice cap, which didn't really make sense at the time, but that was kind of yeah, a lot of sort of similar feelings from the last exercise kind of came into drawing this one, strangely.
Interesting. Yeah, you said that's the feeling of your brain almost.
Yeah, and I put like different colors of green and like some yellow, and the dark green kind of represented like present, like a lot of thoughts right now, but
yeah,
I didn't want it to all be just one color. Yeah,
interesting. I love the whole scene that you created. It's I feel like you could like write like a story about that or something. It almost looks like an illustration from a book or something. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's interesting.
I agree.
Do you want to go, Hannah?
Yeah, I'll go.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is my tree. Sorry, our lighting kind of sucks,
Oh,
but
that's
this
okay.
is my tree.
Ooh.
And there's roots in the ground. So I just based it off like how my life is now. So living with my parents, I would say my life is pretty rooted and like having a job and stuff. But I
Mhm.
didn't fully finish my tree because I'm only 18 and so it's not like completely done yet. So there's a lot more growing to happen. And then there's people like little faces in the middle. And I always feel like you always see animals in trees. So I put my own animals in there. And then okay, and then I did flowers all right here, and they all have smiley faces because those are all like my family and friends. So they bring
Aw.
like joy. And then the sun is smiling too because like I guess he's just happy to be up there. So I just did that. And then there's hills and like other trees, but I made my tree different with a little leaf. So I kind of like made myself stand out and be different than everyone else.
Right.
And
Yeah.
everyone, like all these trees are different sizes, just representing everyone else.
That's awesome. I love how your friends and family are with you smiling. It's cute. Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
That's really cute.
I'll go last. This is mine. So I did myself as the main tree, and then it's touching the other trees. And for me, that kind of symbolizes everything that's happened for me and growth and this new chapter that I've started within the last year or so, especially with HS Connect and kind of how I'm seeing that unfold. Most of mine are, it's kind of a new birth of tree, like little baby leaves and little baby flowers on it, because it's kind of the beginning, but at the same time it's well rooted, and it also has water going around all of them. So it's all connected that way as well. And I also find water to be very calming and peaceful. So it's kind of just like a spring, the start.
Yeah. So what's on the tree? Are they like little leaves or little buds?
Yeah, little leaves and little like baby flowers, new growth.
Nice. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing everywhere right now too, like when I'm walking around. That's awesome. Thank you. That was so great. Thanks to everyone for sharing their tree and for being so open about it. It's kind of cool because I feel like I remember you by your tree now, you know, like even though I just met you, but I like know which tree you drew. Yeah, thank you. Does anybody have any like last questions or insights about anything like at all?
No, this has been amazing.
That was really cool.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I hope you guys got to know each other as well in a different way, because I know you've been working together with each other, but you know, this is just a different way of knowing how you are.
I feel like the ones that we have communicated with, some of the tree choices were expected.
Oh, really? You're like, oh, right, that seems about right.
Typical.
Typical palm tree, typical magnolia tree.
Yeah,
That's
like
so funny.
gazelles was one of them. I was like, yeah, that's the personality. I think it was funny, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I hope you learned a little bit about yourself as well today, about, you know, maybe what you're needing right now, what's happening in your life. And
Yeah.
Probably some more sun, apparently.
And
There's
it
a lot
seems
of
like a lot of
yellow.
us love water too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Yeah,
think
because
I was the only one that didn't have water. I need the water.
And maybe because I can't swim, I don't like water.
yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I should go like sit by the ocean somewhere or something.
Yes,
You know,
definitely.
you can always like take a look back at this drawing too, and like maybe you'll find some more things. You can do some journaling, and then as I said, you can do this like once a week just to check in with yourself to see like where you're at, you know. So yeah, even with the other exercise too. If you're ever feeling stressed, just scribble it out. It's easy. fast way to get it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Thank you, Erica, so much. Thank you
Thank
guys all
you.
for joining us.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So
very
nice
much.
to meet
Thank you.
everyone.
Very nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.